One thing I'd say about the stats there, Darius, is I love my stats as well. I love looking at stats because it gives you a clearer picture of how you're doing against your peers. And the reason that West Ham are those stats over there are linked with obviously the change of playing style from Moyes to Lopetegui. But just looking at other stats, so shot conversion, Spurs are 4th in the Premier League, West Ham are 10th. So they're converting less than Spurs. In fact, there's a double the difference, if not more. We're 4th in the Premier League, they're 10th. If you look at their pressing intensity, we're up there in the top 3, and West Ham are 14th in pressing. If you look at the high line, or the defensive height, they call it now, there's a new terminology in football, defensive height. If you look at our defensive line and you look at West Ham's defensive line, ours is 2nd highest in the league, which obviously we know has its vulnerabilities, and we've seen that.
By any chance?
Brighton and City are up there. I think it's City.
City, okay,
and
fair.
guess where West Ham are? West Ham, we're 2nd in the league for defensive height. West Ham are 15th. They're 15th. They're 15th, right? And also, the last stat of the day is if you look at the number of shots taken, and this is where we have to be mindful, is we're 2nd in the league for shots taken. That could be anywhere. That could be a 25-yarder. Could be in the box. And they're 8th. So they do take shots. Yes, they don't press high. Yes, they've got a low back line. They don't push the back line up. Yes, they don't press very high. They sit in the middle, but they take shots, and they're 8th in the league. And another key area where West Ham are going to be a problem for us, which is if you look at the stats, West Ham's key area of penetration, where they get their most success, is down their left-hand side. Tottenham's key area of penetration up to game week 8, where we get our most success, is down our right-hand side. So we like to attack down the right, which is Porro, Kulusevski, Johnson. They like to attack down their left, and their left is Kudus,
Somerville, Emerson,
Kudus, and Paqueta in terms of the link-ups. Right. So if you think about what I just said, our strength is Porro, Maddison, and Kulu, whoever's joining the midfield attack on that right side, and Johnson, right-hand side. Their attack is on their left. So if you put the pictures on a piece of paper, the right-hand side of the pitch is where all the action is going to be. Because Kudus is going to be trying to do Porro, and Porro is going to be trying to do Kudus, and Johnson's going to be trying to do Emerson, and Emerson is going to be trying to do Johnson. So that area of the pitch, guys, keep your eyes, because that's what I believe the damage and the opportunity is. But the beautiful thing...
You know what? You saying those stats don't fill me with confidence, because when you decipher those stats, you break it down. Not even just Porro, but it's the way that they play. They have obviously got a knack for dropping their line back, but still creating chances.
They
still
do
getting
create.
shots off.
They do,
and that is like a recipe for disaster for us, because it's like
the thing is
they
they create low quality. So in the XG table, Spurs are 2nd, and West Ham are 12th. So they will create, but then the quality of creation is not great, which is why you've seen them not scored many goals this season. You know what I mean? So they'll create down that side of Kudus. He'll create chances, and these are probably long shots, I'm imagining, or half shots, or scuffs and headers. And do you know what I mean? They're punching, but they're not penetrating. Whereas we're punching and penetrating, but the problem we have is we leave that back door open. So if West Ham are clinical tomorrow, even their XG is 12th, and it's below teams like Brentford and Fulham and everyone else above them, obviously the top teams, they will have a few chances. And as long as we keep them at bay, we should go on to win the game. But my major area of focus is the right-hand side. And my major player that I want, if I'm in that dressing room before the game and I'm Romero, or part of the so-called leadership group, I'm going to Pedro Porro. I need an 8 out of 10 defensive performance from you today. Yes, attack. Yes, feed Johnson. Yes, get up the line. But defensively, I need an 8 out of 10 from you, because that's where West Ham's strength is. And that's where all the penetration has come from this season. So that's the area I'm watching, man, for this game.